back to today's video. So today I'm going to be ranking my top 10 palettes. So I have them all here, and I've also got it written down here in order so I know where I'm going. So I'm going to be starting from 10 and going all the way down to 1, being 1 the favourite. You get the gist. So let me sort these out because they're just piled on top of each other, not in an order at all. Oops. So my number 10 is this So Eva palette, and it's the rose golden palette, and it looks like this. The reason why it's on number 10 is because I'll try that again, it was going well, wasn't it? I would prefer the shimmers to be a bit more shimmery rather than a satin sort of finish. But it is a really nice palette, and I have enjoyed working with it the few times I've worked with it. I love this shade because it's a nice taupey pink, so it's lovely for just a transition shade. I also really like the Copper King shade. Really like the only shade I've not used in here is that one there, which is Rusty Petals. I've not used that, I don't know why. Wonderful is a nice deep brown, so I can use that in my brows as well as on the crease. But yeah, these actually blend really well. I really like the palette, and that one's nice for a transition shade as well. So yeah, I really do like it. It could be a bit more shimmery, that's why it's at number 10. Number 9 is a bit of a surprise to a lot of people, I'm sure. It's the Origins palette from Beauty Bay. Now, it's nothing to do with the formula or the shadows. What it is to do with, now let me just try not to blind you with this absolutely filthy mirror. It's a lovely palette. I love the matte shades in this palette, I really do. They blend so nicely. What my problem seems to be is the shimmers. Not because they don't work very well or anything, because it's the bit where it says highlighter. I know it's highlighter, but some of these shades are way too dark for me to highlight my face with, and getting my brush in there will be difficult because it's my Real Techniques one and it's a bit big for the pans. But yeah, the shimmers could be better here, the highlighter ones rather. Also, I find some of these, that looks like it pan, it really hasn't. That one particularly is a little bit more of a topper for me. Love the purple, the gold's nice, that one's lovely. It's just basically some of the shimmers are not quite as nice as I would like them. We'll get a full video out of me one day without me making any mistakes. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but we will try. So yeah, it's just the shimmers I'm a bit disappointed with, but I really do like the mattes in this palette. It is a beautiful palette. And I'm sorry I might have blinded you with that mirror there. So number 8, I'm placing the JSC Androgyny palette. And basically the only reason I am placing this at number 8 is because, if you can see it, that gold. It is powdery. Well, actually it's crumbly, to be fair. It's very crumbly, and it's not got the shimmer I would like. It looks very shimmery on the swatch, but on the eye it's more of a satin, and it's just a bit meh for me. I tend to go in with another gold from another palette because that one I'm just not very impressed with. The blues can be patchy, so they do take more work than usual eyeshadows to blend out. But otherwise, this one is a weird shade. This one looks purpley, and then when you put it on the crease or the lid, if you wanted a matte look, it's a bit more grey tone than it looks in the pan. It looks really purpley, but it's not. When I swatch it, it looks the same as that, but once you get it on the eyes, maybe it's the primer I'm using, I don't know. But I really do like that shade. Love that shade, love that one. I love the palette. It's very nice. The formula is insane, except for that formally rubbish there, to be fair. And if you want a quick look, this will work very well for you. If you need to just get something on your eyes, this is the palette. And yeah, I do like it, and that is gorgeous. Yeah, I really do enjoy working with this one, I do. And I've used it quite some time. Oh, for goodness sake. I've used it quite a few times. So yeah, I do like it. Number 7 is not out of the box, so excuse me for that. I have actually forgotten to do all that again. So number 7 is the Revolution Imagination palette, and it's at number 7 because I just found other palettes I like to use more, really. I mean, when I first got this palette, I was obsessed with it. And I still really like it. I love the pinks, I like the oranges. I've still not worked with that one, which looks greeny on camera, but it's not. It's more of a brown. That blue is gorgeous, if you can see that. And also that one's really nice for in the corner shade and the brow bone, if you don't want it on the lid. Really nice palette though. I really do like working with this when I do. And it's gorgeous, really nice. And what I like about it is these transition shades down the middle. I mean, you can use those on the lid or in the creases just to blend out if you want to. I mean, who says you have to use those as transition? But they are nice for that. So I really do like that, and I like the set out of the palette. Number 6 is this palette here, which is a Revolution one, which is a collaboration they did with Roxy. And adore this palette. And again, it's another really nice palette. That is incredible. I love that shade, really like that shade, love that. I love them all. As you can see, I've gone in fairly well. That to me looks like cookie dough from Soap palette, so maybe a bit of a copy there. Yeah, I've not actually worked with this one. I don't know why I've not worked with that. This one. Gorgeous colour in the pan, but it's patchy. You have to really work with it, to be honest. You have to really work hard with it. So probably why I've ranked this at number 6. But I really do enjoy this palette. It's a really nice one, and when I work with it, I just enjoy the looks I create. So yeah, I do like it. Ooh, number 5, also not out of the box. One day I will reorganise. One day. You just wait and see. It's not going to happen. I know it's not. So, number 5 is the Revolution Jack collaboration palette. And I really like working with this palette when I do. It looks like this. I like how it's set out in little sections. So you can use a certain section and create a look. You can always do one with that bit. I've not done one like that. I don't know why I've not tried to do that, but I usually go in with a blue and then I'll put a gold on or something, because I'm very simple looks really. I can't master the outer corner thing and the cut crease very well. Don't know, cut crease-ish. Halo eye, don't even go there because I get annoyed with myself that I can't do it. But yeah. Lovely shades, really pigmented, and that highlighter is insane. Let's just give that a little swatch. As you can see, I mean, it looks a bit more white on camera, I must say, but it's like bluey, purpley sort of shade. Let's turn that off. if you can see how that shifts into blue and purple. Probably can't, I don't know. When I edit, I'll probably find that out. Yeah, silver's nice. Everything is lips. I can't get my words out today. It's Friday. I've no excuse for this, but you know it's happening. Yeah, love it. I love that gold because it's got a little glitter flecks in it, and you know I love my glitter, so that works for me. Love that pink. You know, what's not to love about this? It's just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Love it. And I wish I had a wipe, but I haven't. 4 is the Beauty Bay Brights palette. I adore this palette. I really do adore this palette. And you might be asking, why is it not number 1? Because I like other palettes more. But if you want a really bright look, this is the palette for you. If you get this palette, it will be the only brights palette you will ever need, in my opinion. There's gorgeous purples, there's a bluey purple, there's blues, there's greens, there's yellows, there's golds, there's orange, there's pinks and a few neutrals at the top. The thing is, what I would say, I would have preferred more greens, actual greens rather than like a bluey green. And also I would have preferred a bit more yellowy shades rather than the gold. But love this palette. It's gorgeous. It's really nice formula. If you can't afford JSC, or you don't want to put money in his pocket and you don't want to use Depop, quite understand. Not everybody wants to have a slightly used palette and have to clean it up a bit. But if you, for any reason, you're not going to get one of his palettes, which is your choice entirely. I wasn't ever going to get one of his palettes, and then I seen that on Depop and I just thought, well, I'm not putting money in that idiot's pocket, am I? Because I just don't like the man. But his formula is incredible. Anyway, so yeah, if you don't want to get a JSC palette for whatever reason, which I totally understand, this formula is so close to his formula. So close. And this palette was, I know I got it at a reduced price, but the full price of this I think is about £23. I'll pop it down here for you. But yeah, love it. The formula is just so easy to work with. I really do like this. It's such a gorgeous palette. And when I had it in Shop My Stash, I used it so many times. Number 3 is this little baby here. Well, I got from my ASOS advent calendar. And it's only a 4 shade palette. And it's just beautiful. No, you can't really create many looks. In fact, 1 or 2. Well, not 1, but 2, maybe 3 looks at a pinch. But it's just really lovely. The shimmers are gorgeous and intense. The mattes just blend out so easy. I love that shade because it's like a peachy orange shade. That one's nice for the brows as well as just on the crease. What's not to love? It's just gorgeous, and I really do like this, and I'm so happy to have that in my collection. Number 2, as now if you know, last year this was a number 1 palette. It's gone down to number 2, and you will see why in a moment. It's the Roxy, no it's not the Roxy, it's the Soph palette, Extra Spice. I still adore this. I had it in my, using the palette for 5 days. If you're not familiar, on my Instagram, I've been popping my mug on there with a different look for 5 days each, with each palette, a different palette. And at the minute, it's a fruit and nut palette, and I'm still not really that much in love with it, to be fair. But I've got quite a nice look today, and it will be on my Instagram if you go take a look. I've panned a few shades, as you can see. That is panned, it just don't look very panned on the camera. as you can see, I have gone in well with that, and cookie dough just started to pan the other day. Really like it. I still love this. It just works well. It blends nicely. What's not to love? It's beautiful, and I still really love it. And if it ever starts smelling a bit off, to say the word, if it smells a bit funky, then I will just buy it again, because I really do like it. And where's that Imagination palette? Is it the Imagination? No, it's the Roxy one with the cookie dough looking shade. Let's have a look. Sorry if I'm going to blind you there. Yeah, maybe the one here is a bit more grey toned. But yeah, very similar, aren't they? I might have swatched that in another video for you and seen if it was similar. I'm not sure. But yeah, I adore this. I really do just love this. I can pull this palette out and do a look and just really enjoy it. So yeah. But the reason why it got knocked off the top spot is because of this little beauty here. Now, if you've seen my videos and my Instagrams, you realise I have actually hit pan quite well on this in the space of 6 weeks of having it. Absolutely obsessed with it. And it's the Forever Flawless Affinity palette. And it looks like this now, because I have gone mental on this. Love that shade, really like that shade, absolutely adore that shade. What's not to love? This shade's nice, but I don't tend to use it much in this palette. I have no idea why. Let's pop that up there a bit. That one is a bit of a crumbly shade, so it does break up a lot. So I've had to repress it over the time, but I really have used that much, clearly. And I just love that shade. I love that one to go on top of that one. Also, that one will work like that, or they work very nice on their own. Now, as you can see, some of the shades look like they're hard panning, particularly that one. But I will just put some tape over that and it'll go fine. Unlike the Fruit and Nut palette, but we'll say no more about that in this video. Yeah, just like it. And I'm using that for brows at the moment. And I know they're shocking. I mean, they always say they're sisters. Was it sisters and not twins or something? Well, they're barely acquaintances these days. And yeah, just really adore this palette. That one is a little bit of a letdown, to be honest, for a copper. But I'm not mad about that, because I can get a copper from another palette. But, and that Pressed Glitter is stunning shade of rose gold. And I just really enjoy this palette a lot. That one's a little bit of a softer eyeshadow, so if your eyelids crease like mine do, that might crease during the day because it's just soft and more creamy. But adore this. Absolutely love it. And that is why it's #1 in my collection right now. Although I've not used it for a few weeks, other than that brown shade, as I said. But yeah. Adore that palette. Really adore that palette. And I am caked up. Story of my life. I'm glittery for no reason. Okay then, so that's my top 10 palettes of 2021. I wonder what next year's top 10 palettes will be. I've not looked back on last year's top 10 what I chose, so that'll be interesting for me to do. Although I get so sick of hearing my own voice, honestly. When you've edited so much time, you've had to go back and forth, and you just go, I'm fed up of hearing me now. Anyway, I'm never going to be sick of doing videos for you though, so don't worry about that. I'm going to go. Please do all the good stuff if you really want to. I will really very much appreciate it. I will see you again next time. Goodbye everyone.